On behalf of the people of First United Methodist Church, I want to welcome you to this time of prayer and gathering. I got a phone call the other morning from one of our members who said, "I can't sleep. We have to do something. What can we do?" So a group of us came together, and this is the result. A time to gather, to sing and to pray and to witness to our community that we are one. I'm Debbie Pitney. I'm the senior pastor here, and we are very thankful to learn that those that were intending to burn the Quran have canceled that burning. We hope and pray that this remains the case. We decided to follow through with this prayer vigil this evening because the reality is that hate speech has filled the airwaves this past week, and the anger that it has inflamed continues to burn across our world. We gather together to promote respect and love for all of our neighbors as we dream of a world at peace. We gather together to celebrate all as sacred all of our holy texts. As people of faith, burning the Quran is absolutely unacceptable to us. We believe, to paraphrase the Dalai Lama, that the best religious practice is kindness. The now famous statement attributed to Pastor Martin Niemöller about the inactivity of German intellectuals following the Nazi rise to power and the purging of their chosen targets group by group speaks volumes as to why we are gathered this evening. First, they came for the communists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew. And then they came for me, and by that time, no one was left to speak up. I want to share with you excerpts from a letter written by the Reverend Dr. Dan Johnson and the Church Council of the Trinity United Methodist Church. It is a congregation in Gainesville, Florida that sits right next door to the place of the proposed burning. Tonight in Gainesville, the Interfaith Forum, consisting of Christians, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, and many more, have come together in their building for a gathering of peace and understanding and hope. Their witness inspires us to come together as a witness for our own community. In their words, "There is a time to be silent and a time to speak," so says the writer of Ecclesiastes. Normally, when a very small fringe group acts or plans to act in disturbing ways, I'm inclined to ignore it and it will go away, and wish that the news media would do the same. But because this sinister action has been picked up by the international news media, the time for silence has passed, and the time for Christians to speak has come. There should be no doubt around the globe that the Christian church does not condone or support such an action. To remain silent would mean complicity with a terrible wrong. Now let me pause for a moment and acknowledge that there are people here who are gathered this evening who are not Christians. People of many faiths have gathered. But because the proposed burning of the Quran is being done by persons who claim to be followers of Christ, I believe that it is imperative that those of us who call ourselves Christian speak out against it, that we find our voices. In the words of Dr. Johnson and the Trinity United Methodist Church, the Jesus that the vast majority of Christians know is a person of an extraordinary love and compassion. He extended grace to persons of other faiths and treated them with respect and understanding. We gather this evening in solidarity with the Gainesville Interfaith Forum and echo the words of Dr. Johnson. We dare to believe and hope that this disturbing action by a very small and misguided group might become the catalyst for our community to model a way of living in harmony, mutual respect, and peace. The God we know is in the habit of taking what was intended for evil and turning it into good, and we believe that God will surely do this again.